Hello, teachers, parents, and educational leaders, and welcome to this episode of Breaking Down the B.E.S.T. Now, during this episode, you will get a peek into the members-only area where I have tons of resources to help you make math fun, make it click, and make it stick. There should be a link somewhere around this video where you can learn more. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get to it, and let's break down the standard. Welcome to Breaking Down the B.E.S.T, a video series dedicated to breaking down Florida's B.E.S.T standards for math. So grab something to write with and maybe even a snack. This looks good. And don't forget to put a smile on your face. There you go, I see you. And let's dive into today's B.E.S.T standard. Hello, my friends, and welcome. My name is Sarah McCarthy, the creator of McCarthy Math Academy. And I just want to take a second to thank you for taking time out of your crazy busy schedule to join me on this episode of Breaking Down the B.E.S.T. And today we are breaking down the following standard. MA, which stands for Math.3, third grade.NSO, number sense operations.2.3. That's our benchmark today. And this one is huge for fourth grade. We have to make sure we nail this one because it is huge for fourth grade, in case you didn't hear me say that the first time. Okay, why is it huge? Well, it's because we are multiplying a one-digit whole number by a multiple of 10 up to 90, or a multiple of 100 up to 900 with procedural reliability. That's stage 2. So if we're thinking about steps, 1 is the exploration level, 2 is the procedural reliability. We're getting a little more comfortable with it. And by 3, we're usually moving into standard algorithm, okay? And we're like mastering it, all right? Here are some examples. The product, that means that we're multiplying, of 6 and 70 is 420. You can see 70 here is a multiple of 10, or the product of 6, that's our one-digit number, times 300, which is a multiple of 100. All right. Before we dive a little bit deeper into the standard, let's talk about how this one connects with other third grade standards. So because we're multiplying, we're definitely going to be hitting 3.NSO.2.2, which is exploring multiplication and division. Also, the next standard, which is 3.NSO.2.4, is multiplying and dividing. We're stepping it up from exploration into procedural reliability, stage 2. 3.AR.1.1 for third grade is the properties of multiplication, which can definitely help us. We've also got 3.AR.1.2, which is, I'm erasing everything, which is not on, but on and two-step, 1 and 2-step word problems. And 3.GR.2.2, we can apply length times width. And GR 2.4, we have area, again, with composite figures. So you can see third grade multiplication is like a huge thing that we have to teach them, that we get to teach them, because third grade is awesome like that. And it sets them up for success in the upper grades. Some terms. Expression means that there is no equal sign present. Equation means that there is an equal sign present. These are kind of like the shorthanded versions. Factor is what we are multiplying. Factor times factor. And whole number means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up. No fractions, no decimals, just whole numbers. All right, where are they coming from? Well, they said here for 2.NSO.2.2 that 10 or 100 more or less was one, and that made me go, because I get maybe with the multiple of 10 and a multiple of 100, I can see there how they're connecting it, but I was like, looking at that standard, it wasn't a very strong connection, but okay. All right, I see it with the multiple of 10 and multiple of 100, okay. But then in fourth grade, we go into 3 digits times 2 digits using place value strategies with procedural reliability. And in 4th grade, again, 2 digits times 2 digits using procedural fluency, which is standard algorithm. So this one is a doozy. We got to make sure we nail this one. I like in the purpose and instructional strategies, just in case you weren't sure what 10 up to 90 meant, it's all these. Those are all multiples of 10. And multiples of 100 up to 900 are all of these multiples right here. This connects because of the area model in 4th grade, big time. So getting them to practice this now is huge. I think a great way to do this, so one of the ways that they were saying, where was it? Okay, I'm gonna skip down then jump up. So down here it said instruction should not focus on adding zeros to the end. And I put eek, because I am going to be honest, I have done that a lot. But notice the wording, it says it should not focus on adding zeros to the end. So when I created McCarthy Math 155, that is how I taught it. If you're multiplying 5 times 70, multiply 5 times 7, then add your 0. We've probably all done it, but they're saying it should not focus on that. What they're trying to say is to focus on place value representation. So for instance, 3 times 40. We could create our 3 groups and put 4 tens in each. And when we count up those tens, we have 12 tens, which is 120. And for taking on the best, that is where our focus is. And we might drop the zeros at the end thing a little bit just to help us push it along a little bit. But most of it in 3rd grade is focusing on the place value representation of it. I'll show you when we get to the resources. Okay, what else? I think that is good. You can take a look at these instructional tasks that they offer here, but let's jump into some of the resources that you have to make math fun, make it click, and make it stick for your students. All right, so at their homepage, mccarthymathacademy.com, you know to go to members, enter here. Taking on the best. We are doing 3rd grade. Also, well, I'll get to that in a second when we get to McCarthy Math 155. Never mind, hold on. Which strand? NSO 2.3, which is multiply 1 digit by multiples of 10 and 100. Okay, if you are a bronze, silver, or gold member, you have access to these bronze resources. The bronze resources, basically, you get the video lesson and the printable that goes along with it. So in this video lesson, we're multiplying a 1-digit number by a multiple of 10, and here's the printable for it. And then we have another video where we're multiplying a 1-digit number by a multiple of 100, and therefore taking care of the standard. So here's the printable resource. You can see we're using manipulatives, we're using a drawing, and then we're creating an equation. We are not focusing on adding zeros at the end, we are focusing on the place value representation of it. Okay, now, most of you probably have the silver plan because you're like, I want the extra practice, and I don't blame you. That's why I made it. So you can see for your silver resources, you can go back to your bronze resources at any time, those video lessons, but you have a lot more here with the silver. You have a math misconception mystery video. Again, just real quick, 4 characters solving the same problem. 3 of them make common mistakes. 1 of them solves it correctly. It's an error analysis video. It's great for math discussions, and students get to be detectives. It's super fun. These are your printables. So you can see we've got the video lesson, do 2 problems, but we do a lot with those 2 problems. And then we have extra practice. So just like what we did in the video, but here's some extra practice for you. Extra practice number 2, then moving on to the next video, then getting some extra practice for that video, another sheet of extra practice, our math mission, okay, and this time we're using a ticketed feature, and you have to use the chart to figure it out, but it's taking what we've learned about multiplying multiples of 10 or 100 by a 1-digit number and explaining how they know. Okay, putting them into a real world situation here, bumping it up. And then this is the math misconception mystery video and the detective report. All right, you also have answer keys, which I'm gonna pull up. They take a little bit longer to download. It might just be me though and my internet connection. All right, so you can see here, we're using the hands-on tools. You can look at the video lessons and see we're using hands-on tools. We're using drawings, we're creating equations, 3 different equations in fact for them, okay? Talking about the commutative property, all kinds of stuff going on with this. All right, so you got the answer keys for all those printable resources, and definitely check out Math Misconception Mystery. Your students will love it. Love it, love it. It's a big hit. That's why I included it. It's something that I've done way in the past, and people have been begging me to create them, and that's why I did. Gold plan. So if you have the gold plan, you have everything in the silver plan, which means you also have the bronze resources. So you've got your video lessons, you've got your guides, you've got your extra printables, you've got your answer keys, you got your Math Misconception Mystery, and you have the mini assessments, McCarthy Math 155 lessons, and the ad-free version of Breaking Down the B.E.S.T. So if you have the gold plan, you can click there and you can see you have a mini assessment. I'll click on that so you can see you got multiple choice, got some drawings, we've got a multi-select question, and here's a written response, different question types, just a quick assessment, maybe using it as a preview for a test, practice test if you may. You got your answer key here. You can click on that to see. Right there, you're probably seeing something different because you're watching this video maybe. And then for McCarthy Math 155, this is a program that is aligned to the Common Core standards, which does not align with taking on the B.E.S.T, but there's a lot that does come over. So for instance, third grade. Here in patterns, there are multiply by multiples of 10. I was going to mention this a little bit earlier and I stopped because I said, I'll wait until we get there. So if you scroll down from patterns, you'll see there's here, day 64, multiply by multiples of 10. There's like four videos for extra practice. Now you notice it's not 100 because that's the difference in the Common Core standard versus the taking on the B.E.S.T standards, that we were multiplying by multiples of 10 in Common Core, and now we're doing it by 10 and 100 because we fancy like that. All right, that's it. Before we go, I want to thank you for all that you do as an educator, what you do, what you wake up every day to do with your life. It really does matter. Our students are the future, and we have to believe that while we might not know the impact that we have to believe that we are making a difference, that by being in our students' lives and supporting them and pouring as much as we can into them, that it allows them to take steps towards the great person that they were born to be. So thank you. We don't get enough thanks. I'm thanking you. You are awesome. Thank you for doing what you do. And of course, thank you for joining me on this episode. I cannot wait to see you on another one. See you soon. Okay, so I know that I just said goodbye for now, but I'm gonna ask you to do one more thing, okay? If you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing it with your teacher friends or other leaders in education. That's how I get to continue doing what I love to do, which of course is supporting you all to the best of my ability. All right, for real now. Bye.